trying to slow him down. I thought they did a good job. They're obviously really well coached, and we didn't adjust well enough and get him looks that were that clean. For him to only get 4 shots and be 1 of 4, it's probably not a good enough job by me to get him those looks.
Yeah, how much of a factor was Nembhard in the second half? He sat to the last 9:34 of the first half and really kind of controlled their offense in the second half.
He did a good job with their pace. I think he gets them with the floor really well. And I felt like it was a lot of factors that second half, and he played a part in that and started isolating some of our bigs when we made a couple adjustments, and he's a good player.
Coach, it felt like Case and Parker both held their own against a really solid Gonzaga team. Parker with a career-high 7 points. Do you feel like they've kind of been growing and getting more comfortable in the offense and defense as they've played more?
Absolutely. I mean, they're freshmen that are playing, that have played the least minutes in our rotation right now. It's going to take some time for them to adjust, and you're starting to see it. Like Parker's had 3 or 4 games where he's really impacted, winning the last 4 or 5 games. Case is starting to come into his own. It's good to see him knock down some shots. I mean, the guy's a killer in practice, and we're going to start seeing more of that.
You guys are usually pretty good at guarding the 3. I think they hit 4 of the last 5 in the first half. What was kind of the main theme on those? And you guys like losing shooters, or kind of what was going on there?
A couple execution errors. I think one of them we didn't have a ball screen right. One of them we didn't have our post defense right. Kind of going into the half, that was our thing. Like when things get tough or they throw in, a 25-second possession, we got to execute all 30 seconds to the shot clock. And I think it was more just coverage stuff. We didn't have that many like space cadet errors. I think it was more just kind of one guy doing something that wasn't exactly right in the coverage.
16 turnovers for 20 points for them. What was kind of the main thing with those? Is there a common denominator, or kind of where were those coming from?
Got a little sped up. I think that was the common theme. We had, I don't know, 4. It seemed like 3 or 4 travels that first half from being sped up. Three of our turnovers came from post entry passes. We had 12 turnovers at halftime, which is bad. But that 6 or 7 turnovers right there, they're very, very controllable. Gonzaga does a good job. 3-quarter front in the post. We knew we had to throw ball fakes. We got sped up.
Coach, was it a little bit of a lost opportunity when Nembhard was on the bench? I think he went from up 3 to down 3 in that time. And what did you see? I thought Hickman maybe played pretty good in that stretch when they needed him.
Yeah, I think that was definitely there was a lot of opportunities that I felt like we could have taken advantage of more, and that's for sure one of them. And they don't have too much of a drop off when they got guys coming out of the game. They have a ton of talent on that team, and obviously we could have done a little bit more and picked on that, but I think there was more of us kind of shooting ourselves in the foot at different times.
Nate, you only had 5 points at halftime. What kind of clicked in the second half? And then just being out there for that blitz they had in the early second half, what did you see out there that maybe stemmed the tide there a little bit?
I would just say for the start of the first half, we were just shooting ourselves in the foot, like Coach said, just unforced turnovers, trying to get into the post. I had a couple of those, so I just got to clean that up. And then just 5 points, I think in the first half I was trying to get my teammates involved, and I think in the second half it just opened up for me, and I just took my spots at the right time. So I think I just made the right choices tonight.
Anything shock you guys with this Gonzaga team, or kind of come out of the blue? And then just about playing in the environment as well, just in the kennel.
I wouldn't say nothing shocking. I mean, they're obviously a really good team. I mean, if we play the way we're supposed to play, we should be right there with them. So I think we just got to go back, watch the film, get better. I mean, the environment obviously is a factor, but I don't think it really affected us that much tonight. It was just got to be locked in, got to be on the same page at all times, and I think that's where we got lost tonight. Is just one guy was off from all 4 guys, and I think that's where they got their little run. So, yeah.
Nate, what are some of the positives you can take from this game? Obviously, the 20 points are great, but just as a team heading into the rest of the West Coast Conference play?
Just add this as fuel to the fire, This is the top 18 team in the country, and we were right there with them at half, even though we didn't play our best game. So I think we just got to not take this so negatively, just go and watch the film, like I said, and just grow from it, and just know that we could be right there one of the top 18 teams in the country when we play the right way. So just got to find a way to do that every single night on a consistent basis and just keep growing.
your time, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll slide it out of the way. No, you can take me. Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna stand.
Hey, how's it going?
Good to see
Good to see you, man.
Someone's always like usual after. Thanks, Freddie.
Yep.
Do white balance, anybody? Good? Yep.
Well,
I was just told to put another chair.
that's another dude outside. Usually outside.
I don't know how they're gonna. They'll
Never
figure it out.
Steven wants, we do. Steven, this work for you? How we doing?
All right, we're open for questions.
Mark, there at the beginning of the second half, just what did you kind of tell the guys at halftime, and what worked for you guys right out of the half?
Man, I just told them, hey, we're in a battle. It's a great game. Both teams are competing really hard, and but we just got to stay in our. We're best when we're in attack mode, and they did a great job of taking the message. And I thought we really went out and turned defense into offense, and we knew that was going to be a big key for us. So because they're hard to guard, they're big and they're physical, and he does a lot of nice stuff on offense. It exploits mismatches, but our guys battled tonight, so I was really proud of them.
Ryan obviously misses the last 9 or so minutes of the first half, kind of your first extended stretch with him,
Yeah.
without him on the floor. How did you think the team played when he was out?
They played great. They played great. In fact, I told them that in the locker room that was huge. We haven't really had to do that all year, and this guy stepped up. He was amazing tonight. I mean, 7 boards, and defensively in there, battling in the post. I mean, he did a lot of stuff that, as I said, he set a high standard. So kind of be counting on that moving forward. But he and Dusty both really helped during that stretch, and KB and obviously having Ben and then Graham was rock solid all night.
Let's go. Questions for Dusty and Nolan.
Nolan, just what do you make of your own performance tonight, and also having Graham out there with 21 points, just you guys combining for almost 50, or 40, I think, 50? I can't do math, but.
Me either. Let me see.
No, it's
21.
It was great, man. I think I needed it for sure. I think I needed
40.
it for sure. And Graham, he does this thing regardless, every game. So, but yeah, I just give it up to my teammates, man. They found me where I was, open, and I just knocked it down. So, yeah, all props to them. I'll give it to them.
How hyped do you get when you kind of know you're on a hot streak, and I see you looking at the bench after you make those threes, and just what is that moment like, especially in a game like this against Washington State?
No, it's super fun, man. It's super fun, especially seeing my guys all hyped for me, man. That's what really gets me going. So, yeah, I love it, man. It's especially with the environment too, with being in the kennel, the students being back. It was fun. It was fun.
Dusty, you had the 3 steals tonight. What was the defensive effort like? You guys forced 16 turnovers. What do you guys need to do to kind of keep that offense in check over there?
Yeah, I think we came out, we played as hard as we could. I was fighting the bigs all night, and I think I was able to get some steals by just trying to get around the big and take it and move in transition. But, yeah, everyone played their tails off defensively. So we had a great night.
Mark, how nice is it just to have a guy who's played point to kind of come in and settle that situation?
No, yeah, it's obviously very, very nice. He has played point, and he's been in a lot of big games, but probably bigger than all of that was how he rebounded tonight, how he battled, defensively when they were posting him with 6'8", 6'9", 6'10" guys. It was absolutely huge.
Nolan, what did you see from Ryan in the second half once he got back out there? I mean, had a few long passes to Braden. And was he pretty anxious to get back out on the floor after what happened in the first half?
Oh, I bet. I mean, that's not something I would have to ask him if he was anxious to get back in, but I'm sure he was, man. And what he brings to the team is just so valuable, and it's what we needed in the second half. I took his little spot, his little time for a little bit in the first half. Kept the team in it, and it was no drop off. When he came back in the second half, so it was much needed.
Nolan, can you take us through that block you had on Watts? Were you the help side defender on that, or just take us through that play? I mean, a 6'6" guy, and you went up and smacked it down and led to a three. Just take us through that sequence.
I was guarding him. I was guarding him. I started off fronting him. And threw over the top pass to him. So I just spun back around and then just tried to contest the best way I could. And then the ball was right there, so I got a hand on it. And yeah, that's what it was.
Coach, was that the best defensive half you guys have had so far this season?
No, I mean not statistically or efficient wise, but I thought our effort and our making plays, I thought it was definitely up there, and just the physicality that it took, because again, they're so much bigger than us, at several of those spots, and again, you just don't see the post up thing, like this where your guards are getting constantly posted, but so in that way, yeah, we fought and we were physical and kind of had to navigate our way through a lot of different actions. There's staggers and some curls and some switches and all that, and for the most part did pretty good.
Time for two more.
What was your impression, Mark, of Ryan's second half? I mean, he seemed to be pretty good at picking spots of when to score, when to dish it off.
He was great, man. I mean, it's not anything we haven't seen before. I mean, he was terrific. I think he was fresh, so he and you could tell he was raring to go, and he definitely had us playing at a pace that we needed to play at that we weren't really playing at in the first half, and that helped tremendously. So that pass he threw B Huff was amazing.
Coach, you get a little bit of a break until Thursday, and you got to go down to Corvallis.
Yeah.
Just tell me a little bit about what the Beavers bring, and it's another team that is new to the conference too.
Yeah, they're huge. They're huge. It's another big team. It's another team that likes to post really, really hard. Wayne comes all the way from the Mike Montgomery coaching tree, so all those Montana teams, the Stanford teams, and will duck you in and post you really, really hard, flash a guy high-low, and he's got some nice shooters on the outside, a quick little point guard, and mix up their defenses a lot. Will play a lot of zone and zone to man and all that. So this league's going to be a lot tougher this year. It's a lot tougher. The additions are. They're very, very good. They're big. They're physical. They got some nice players, and obviously the San Franciscos and Santa Claras are primed for good years, and we always know how good St. Mary's is and Randy is. So it's going to be a lot of nights like this. You're going to have to really fight to get out of there with a win.
Thanks, guys.